Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to the BS Buddies podcast. I'm your host, Joe. That's your host, Ian. And if you're new to this podcast, we talk about anything from our favorite gaming consoles to our dipshit pets, or which seasons are great and which ones are awful, in our own opinions.
Oh, that was such a beat it into the ground episode.
Which one?
The
All of
the one
them?
about the season. Yeah, all of them. Every one we've done. Yeah.
um, But for today's episode, and I just want to have a disclaimer, Ian has a headache and he's bossing up to record this episode so we can stay ahead. We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions for us personally, if we have any, or for the podcast itself. I don't think any of us really have anything ready, so we're just going to roll with it like we usually do.
Completely wing it.
Did you want me to start, or did you want to start?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one because I'm gonna try and at least think of some that I could have.
For myself, I haven't sat down and fully figured it out yet. The next couple weekends, it's just going to be Debbie and I, so I'm hoping to kind of sort some of my life out before the new year starts. One thing I want to do is try and read a book a week, or at least get to 50 books. I usually listen to audiobooks now. Like I went from listening to podcasts a lot or music to mostly audiobooks. Kind of fallen off a little bit. Been listening to a lot of music. But like I can listen to a 10-hour audiobook in like 5 days. I've trained myself. I'm not trying to like boast about how good I am at listening to a book, but I've trained myself.
You got that shit on double speed, huh?
Almost. One of the book series I like got it really high on. I listened to the Maze Runner series, great series. I'd love to talk about books sometime. But like each book is like 10 hours long, and I listen to it at like 1.8x speed.
So you're flying through it then.
Yeah, I get done with it in like 6 hours. But I want to do that. I want to read 50 books, whether it's audio or physical. I want to better my physical health, and like I've talked about it so much to myself, but I haven't really gone out and done it yet. But I recently got a gym membership, hoping to keep on track with that. But if you guys have been watching these, like I got sick like twice for
throwing that schedule out of whack,
and then just other life things that have been going on. I went from like 3 to 4 times a week to like 2, so I gotta fix that. But there's some stuff I want to like go forward with that like I put on the back burner for so long. For me, I make music. I did, and then just life got out of hand. So I really want to get back into writing and producing music. And had some other ones that I just can't think of, like, and some of them are just really personal, so I don't want to go too in depth on that. But I would say books, music, and then podcast stuff, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit.
Oh boy, now it's my turn. Cool. I haven't thought of any. I'm going into the new year completely same me. Thank you.
Perfect. I
was going to steal your book thing quick because I do have a good number of books that I need to read. So yeah, I want to and should get back into reading more. But the other thing that you reminded me of is what I've been trying to finish for a while is a Fallout D&D campaign that I'm trying to structure and build for all of us here at the house. And so I've started with ideas with it, and then I've just completely let it drop off. So there, that's something that I need to finish in the new year. So there, I've got two. No
Sweet.
one can say I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I've been thinking about starting a D&D campaign, but it's more like just talks and not researching yet on how to actually do it. But
There's a lot
yeah,
of building. There's a
yeah,
lot,
I've heard it's a lot of work. So
but it's a lot
I'm
of fun when you get to go through it.
yeah. For me, like we don't have a lot of friends in the area, so like we have Discord gaming nights, and like I brought it up to a couple of the guys, and they're like, "Yeah, that'd be interesting," but they don't say like, "Yeah, like we should do it. Let's work together." It's just kind of like, "Yeah, go for it. Sure,
He's like,
whatever."
woohoo, we're here. Yeah, go.
Yeah. But before we started recording, I asked Ian like, "Hey, let's do New Year's resolutions," and he's kind of like,
I got nothing.
which is completely fair. Like, I kind of I told him
It's
about this
completely
too,
in
but
character.
some people think they're stupid. Some people think they're great. I think majority of the time when people set them is that they'll just write. They might not even write a few of them down. They'll just be like, "Yeah, let's do it," and
And
then drop
and then
off.
they don't. Yeah,
But
that's the way most people go. I think it helps some people, so I'd say that's okay. For some people, it helps them figure out a goal-oriented way to do things. So in that regard, cool. Happy for you. If you don't do them, oh well. Most people suck anyways. It's not too far behind. It's all right.
for for me, this is I have insight on goals. So this might be the most educational podcast episode we've ever done that's not about just basic storytelling, but
Do we get to label you a professor now?
no, absolutely not. I got a long
Mr.
ways to
Doctor
go.
Professor.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick to you. Um
Exactly.
so the, there's like a tier on like how like a percentage that you will be more likely to hit your goals. I don't remember the exact numbers, but if like you just think of them, like you're not going to keep up with them. If you write them down, you have like a 10% chance to complete them. But what I've learned and what I struggle with this, like I have goals written down, but the big thing is you got to look at your goals every day so you remember what you got to be doing. Um,
Yeah, that's a big one.
and a lot of this is like I've learned from people, but one book, bringing up books again, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, like it goes over all of this, and that's one book I want to reread like every year, just because it's a lot to process. But
Stay goal focused.
yeah, so one thing
Focused. I
is
don't. I don't know.
don't don't write like 1,000 goals because then that's not gonna.
Oh yeah, then you're gonna get overwhelmed, and then you're not gonna get anything done.
Yes. So what I've read is choose like 4 to 6, no more than 6. It just keeps
That's a
it.
fair number.
And uh, instead of like doing a whole year, do it 80 to 100 days. Like just pick a goal. And the big thing is be descriptive. Do you want, for example, like for me,
Definitive finish line, so you know when you've actually accomplished it.
yes. So that's why you can set the day limit from 80 to 100 days. Like I have an app on my phone where I'm currently working on some goals, and it tells me every time I open my phone like how many days I have left to complete them all.
It's right there to remind you. There you go.
But um like with working out, if you just say like lose weight, well,
There's no plan there.
if you lose 1 pound, you did it. So like you
Technically
and
lost. You
yeah,
got to set a
technically you did it.
specific goal.
Yeah, like be as specific as possible. Like for one of my goals, I'm I've talked about books a lot already. My goal for books, and I have, let's check my phone, I have 53 days left for my goals. Um, and to start, had 4 books that I started but never finished. I wanted to read 8 audiobooks, and I wanted to read 6 physical books. So I got one audiobook. It, it's like a 18-hour one. It's taken me a while, but I got two of those left, two unfinished books, and then like 3 or 4 full books, and I got 53 days or whatever I said. So I'm trying to be as specific as possible, and then on notes on my phone, I have a checklist of which books that I want to read. I have their names and I check them off once I'm done. It's been super helpful, so I don't have to remember, like, did I read this book or do I have to read it
Is this
again to
already in
figure
my
it out?
done list? Where does this go? That's
And
fair. See, I have a difficult time with the reading books thing because I go through periods where I'm like, I don't want to read, I don't want to read, I don't want to read. Okay, I'll just pick up a book and take a glance at it, and then I get sucked in and I can't put it down until I finish it. And it's like I'll just read for like 10 hours straight, and then I'll wake up the next day on 2 hours of sleep, like, oh my god, help. So it always goes down the drain very quickly for me because I have no self control. I can't leave on a cliffhanger. I have the control to turn the page. It's just right there. I can't end on a cliffhanger, man. Can't do it.
and then the last thing I'll say is you look at your goals every morning and every night, which is the big thing I struggle with. I don't remember the last time I looked at my goals specifically. But if you want me to make a whole separate video just solo talking about goal setting, like, let me know. I know I kind of just gave cliff notes and kind of went off topic a little bit. But
That's
I figured New Year's resolutions, if you really want to go for them, that's kind of the outline I see repeatedly. And it was kind of all over the place, but hopefully it helps some of you. So should we go into podcast goals?
sure.
Do you have
Sure.
any?
Also, no. I have
Okay,
not thought about these
that's fine.
either.
That's fine.
I didn't have any
Don't,
for myself. Did you really think I had any?
no, I didn't, but I was hopeful. Um,
Hoping against hope. I'm flattered.
so
Thank you.
so for those of you who don't know, I don't know if we've ever said it specifically, but for podcasts, how the work is distributed, Ian shows up and talks and helps me.
And I give
And
necessary input clearly at all
yes,
times.
for me, I record it, I upload it, I do the descriptions, the titles, the tags, the everything else.
Technical side of it, because technically this is your brand.
Well,
Uh,
it's our
our
brand,
brand.
but it's just hard when we live like
You
4 to
know,
5 hours away from each
yeah,
other.
that makes it difficult.
And
This is
it's easy
this is
when I have a 19 terabyte hard drive in my computer to store this all.
yeah, that's also another thing. That's why I'm saying this is mostly your brand, and I'm just a part of it because I have a laptop that can barely handle
But
this recording.
if for some reason people are like, "Oh, that's so unfair of Joe." No, this is like, I'm happy that he's here consistently. Like, that's my only wish right now is just stay consistent.
I'm just gonna drink my water.
Okay, that's fine.
I
So
don't have any comments on that.
what I want to do with this podcast, and it's one of my goals on my list of 6. So you'll get to know 2 of my 6. I want to start making TikTok slash shorts, and I just need to take the time to kind of learn how to do it. I'm pretty sure I already know with my years of YouTube already. I just have to sit down and actually go through, take my time, watch through everything, clip things, and I think it will be
Apply the
relatively easy.
technique.
I just have to sit down and do it. So I want us to post like one short a day, and whether like Ian records something at his place of just something funny he's doing. Because I know back in the day on Snapchat, you would like make little stories like back and forth.
Those those days, oh man, it's
But but
oh, those are
even
some fun days.
like if we do that, or
You're gonna get
if
the
I do it,
adventures of me making a hot pocket. That's what you're gonna get. The adventures of me
I
making a hot pocket.
I would love that, honestly.
It
Now let's
detonates
check
in the
in with
microwave 30 seconds
Ian's
in.
Ian's day. I made a hot pocket. Thank you, Ian.
Let's check in with my day, and all you see is a video of a hot pocket exploding in the microwave.
Uh, if that's something I want to do, I want to post shorts, TikToks. I think it'll help this podcast out a ton. Also, um, my thumbnails, getting those actually consistently done on a regular basis. I've been using the same one for a lot of episodes. Unless you're watching
That's
this ahead
fine.
of time, then I probably figured it out. But yeah, I gotta been having some issues. Like I've never been great at thumbnails. So I use Fiverr. I love Fiverr. Fiverr is my pal. I found some
Never
people.
seen it. I mean, you've shown it to me, but I've never seen it outside of that.
Um, yeah, Fiverr's great if you're looking for someone to do little things for you for $5 or more, depending on what it is. But I found a lot of thumbnail artists that I want to reach out to and commission them to go through. Which the guy who did the one for the first one and all the other ones, as of right now, as we're recording, I want to have him go through and just be like, "Hey, I need a lot of thumbnails. Um, like, can you help me out? Like, could you do like 4 a week and we just slowly catch back up?"
Here's 2 characters. Just take it away with thumbnails. I don't care what you do. I'll throw money at anything.
Nah, not quite like that. I'd like to have some input. Uh, which some when I used to record and would pay for thumbnails, I kind of like to let the thumbnail artists do their thing. Like I'll give them little things to add, but other than that, I just let them do their thing because
Well, you
I
could try
find that
some
more
AI
fun.
art
That's tempting.
just for giggles, just to
Yeah.
try an AI one, see what AI comes up with. That'd be cool.
Um, there was one other thing that I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, which Ian and I have to plan out and figure it out if we want to do it or how we're going to do it. But I'd love to start live streaming on Twitch, whether it's like every so often we do a live episode, or what I'm
Okay.
thinking is like we game together.
Oh
And
God.
you know what
Battle
game
Block Theater.
yep, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh my God.
I've never seen
Yes.
this guy get so angry at a game besides for Battle Block Theater.
Okay, listen. We are past that. Well, okay.
We got to play it again to see if we're past it.
I am older. I am a more calm individual than I was 10 years ago. Okay. I believe I am up to this challenge.
Okay. I mean,
Like a
for
solid 80-20 in
there,
favor.
there's a couple videos that we're referring to that I posted, and we've mentioned it before in the podcast where he kind of jacked up my controller. He didn't completely break it, but it wasn't quite the same after. There is videos of that on my channel. My link is down below.
No,
Um,
I don't.
but
I don't want.
the point I'm getting at is that was like 1v1s because they had like arcade games. But for live streaming, I was thinking we just go through the story mode, not the
That's yeah.
1v1.
Co-op.
Just yeah,
Co-op.
co-op
The
story.
key. The key is co-op.
co-op story. Um, but I'd love
I'm
to
gonna
get
give.
that set up, which obviously I gotta talk to this guy and we gotta plan stuff. Whether it be like every other weekend or once a month, like just do it on like a Saturday night.
We'll figure
See how it
something
goes.
out.
But these are all just ideas and plans and probably overshared a little bit, but I hope
That's fine.
I'm hoping to under promise and over deliver. And I know when I've done stuff like this in the past, I've over promised and under delivered, aka my music stuff. Yeah, I got to get
It's
better at
there's
that.
it's called an aim high, hit low strategy.
Yeah,
You're getting somewhere. Does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. There. That's a good quote for the evening, huh? Look at there.
well,
Look at me coming up with on the spot good ones.
I guess we're going into quotes, but
I didn't mean to
um,
cut you off like that. I
no,
thought of that on the spot. I felt like sharing.
no, that's good. I appreciate it. Other than that, I, I mean, I didn't really have anything else to go off of, but
You know what?
um,
Here's my last input of the evening, so we add something tasteful to this conversation. The weather sucks this year. It is December 21st as of this recording, and there is like half an inch of snow on the ground,
wait, you guys
which
have
is
snow?
pitiful. Well, whatever's left over from the freezing rain slush we had last weekend.
Oh, you guys get freezing rain slush?
And it is supposed to rain this coming Monday. On Christmas, it's supposed to rain. What the fuck? This
I
is not normal for this part of the country.
Yeah, I haven't seen snow in like 3 weeks, and like Ian said, it's the 21st of December, literally winter solstice.
Like last time this
It's
year, for reference, my Snapchat memories popped up. Last time this year, we were in a blizzard because I had videos of me standing out my apartment door recording it, and it's just pure whiteout. You can't see more than like 50 feet.
Yeah, and for me right now it's 37 degrees outside. I I want some snow. Just for a couple months.
Just for a little, at least enough to make, Bing Crosby not be a liar.
Yes. Respect to the boy. Um um yeah, I think that's all I got.
I'd call that good. Wrapped
I
up real nice like a Christmas present.
wish you guys the best on your New Year's resolutions if you have any. We'll either be uploading this on, I think it's the 31st or the 4th, whatever the days work. So happy New Year if it is, if you're listening on the New Year. I don't know if it will technically be the New Year when I decide to upload this, but oh well. But thank you
All right.
guys for BSing with us. Follow or subscribe to become a bud today. And quotes.
You,
Ian, you already
you
did
get,
a quote, so I won't make you do
yeah,
a
I got
second
my
one.
quote in. So you got to get in there.
Um, Debbie, my fiance, picked this one out for me. Rock bottom became the solid foundation in which I rebuilt my life. J.K. Rowling.
That's an interesting one.
So that's a quote to end
Maybe
on.
some motivation for the evening, for the new year.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
Motivational speaker. That's Mr. Dr. Professor Motivational Speaker Joe to you.
and I'll close out with this because that quote makes me think of one of my favorite. I don't know if it's Pixar. I think it's Illumination. If you've ever watched the Sing movies, solid. But
I have not seen those.
in the first movie, like the main character says, like everything is like going downhill, and he says through the whole movie, well, there's only one way left to go, and it's up. So if you're there, there's only one way to go. And I'm gonna stop there before we get too wishy-washy.
Before we get too deep into it.
But we'll see you next time if I decide to become a motivational speaker in the next episode.
We'll make him do it. Y'all take her easy now.
Happy New Year.